Get ready for absolute market shock. As Bitcoin struggles to hold support and we move into what is going to be a very volatile week, we're going to be diving into these charts, showing you exactly what you need to be prepared for, the exact levels and scenarios. So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click that bell for notifications because we are bringing you the most timely updates here on YouTube. So why is this going to be such a volatile week? Bitcoin right now is at a very, very key area on the chart. And tomorrow we have the CPI data coming out, which always causes volatility and oftentimes a bigger move. So what has happened with Bitcoin recently is we did come up to this key zone of resistance right over here with a very, very bearish sign. Historically, this is a top signal where you have the money flow and the momentum waves both getting lower on the oscillator as the price comes up into the key zone of resistance. Market Cipher B strangely resembling the man boobs of Sam Bankman-Fried when he hangs upside down here. We can see the momentum waves and the money float getting lower. And of course, this did give us that beautiful short setup that you saw at the beginning of the video that we gave over in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Now, something about this Bitcoin chart that we need to be paying attention very much so to is the fact that after we got the rejection, if we go now to a higher term time frame, we can see if we look at all the volume that has traded for Bitcoin since June, that we are currently coming back inside this old value area. And this is very, very significant. It's actually quite bearish. And let me explain why. The market is always trying to establish a zone, an area where the asset is considered to be fair value. Why is it considered fair value? Because most people were willing to buy and sell the asset when it was between the price of $18,600 and $23,000. What this means is this gives us a baseline to establish what is overbought and what is oversold. When is the asset considered expensive and we need to have a correction to the downside? And when is the asset considered cheap and we need to have a correction to the upside? When we come above the blue line, it's considered expensive, and it means we need to have a correction to the downside. And if we do start to confirm daily candles below this level, it actually becomes more probable than not that we will make our way back down to these major zones of support right here. So we can actually now see this happening, which means just based on the higher term time frame probabilities, there is more downside potential than there is upside potential. But we also need to talk about what has happened locally right now, because this is very, very important. Bitcoin did come down and we found support at a very key level. This key level at 21,468 was also the key level that we did give in the Casper Crew VIP Discord as well. 21,468 gave the trade setup in advance. By the way, if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. It's a great community for education, right? We're not giving signals. It's education only, community purposes only. But guys, we do really give the juiciest trade setups and levels and technical analysis. Like yesterday, gave this scalp in the morning, literally hit to the exact dollar. Just saying, guys. So make sure to follow me on Twitter at Jason_Casper. If you want to join the community, patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also to take advantage of 0% limit fees on ByBit. Great deal if you are trading on these lower term time frames, because those fees will eat into your profits. So now that we are in this range down here, holding this key level support now for 2 bounces, let's talk about what really is happening locally. We can see here that we have established now a new sideways range. And if you follow the channel, you know that we are always looking for the market to establish some kind of sideways range, because this is now going to give us some kind of context to establish, at least locally, what is considered high and what is considered low, so that we could look for a long trade from right here and a short trade from right here, for example. Now, what has happened here is when we came down to the key level that was given in advance over in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, if we take a look at our order flow chart here on coinalyze.net, this is coinalyze.net. It's a free tool. I highly recommend it. We can see that as we came down to the level, we actually saw something called absorption, where as the price was making a higher low, the CVD was making a lower low, showing us that retail traders were actually FOMOing short at that low, but whales were looking to push the price to the upside. And then yesterday, when we came up to this high, we saw just the opposite. We saw price was making a lower high, the CVD making a higher high, showing us that retail traders were actually FOMOing along, and the whales were actually looking to push the price down lower. And a lot of times when we see the price consolidating in this zone, is doing so while bigger players can accumulate a larger position to then either push the price up farther or push the price down lower. Now, it's the beginning of the week, and we know that the key level that we are bouncing from, holding 21,468, is a very, very key zone of support. In fact, I want to go to a higher term time frame just to show you how important this level is right now. 21,468 is a major support resistance flip going all the way back to the month of October. This is how we were able to acquire that level. And if we lose this level, we can see very clearly on the chart that it would be a very smooth move down, right? Very, very, very smooth. A smooth move down in the past, a smooth move back up. We could have another smooth move down, just like that time you went out to eat White Castle at 3 o'clock in the morning with your friends. You were young, you were out late partying. Remember how smooth it was going down, right? Well, the next day, how much more smooth was it coming out? I know, much more smooth. So we need to be very, very careful if we start to lose this level. Now, something else that is very, very important. Tomorrow, the CPI data is coming out. And we know that this historically is very, very, it leads to a lot of volatility in these markets. And last month, actually the past few months, we can see that inflation was lower than expected, which actually was pretty bullish for Bitcoin. When inflation is lower than expected, that can actually be pretty bullish for Bitcoin, because that means the Fed is going to loosen up their policies, raise interest rates less, maybe even hopefully stop raising interest rates. But if inflation is higher than normal, as we saw in September and October, it can actually be very, very bearish for the market in the medium-term time frame. So we can see right now that inflation is forecasted right now to be lower than it was in the last time it was released. So last time it was 6.5%. They're forecasting 6.2%. So be keeping your eye out for what the inflation data is going to be when it comes out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Understand this as well. In the short term, we will always get lots of volatility for no reason as soon as the data is released. Then in the long term, the actual market decision will start to play out, where we will see either bearishness or bullishness in the market. And as we know, the technicals are already lining up, telling us that there is a chance, a pretty significant chance actually, that if we start to lose this level, we will come down lower. So let's talk about the very, very key levels of support and resistance that we do need to be aware of on the chart, so that we can be prepared to take advantage of this volatility to the upside and to the downside. And by the way, guys, if you want to learn how to trade this way, check out the course at jasoncaspertrading.com. There's a 20% discount right now on this course. It's literally changing the way thousands of people trade. It's changing people's lives, because it gives you that point A to point B comprehensive system, so that you always know where you're looking to enter a trade, stop loss, and more. Also, if you want to dive deep into order flow charts, TPO charts, check out the advanced course, also a 20% discount on the advanced course as well. You can check out the preview of all these courses for free. Also, guys, 14-day free trial on our Crypto Fusion trading bot. This bot will trade for you if you give it a plan. For example, the short trade from the high, you could tell the bot, look, bot, if you see the price come up to this level, and if these certain conditions are met in the chart, I want you to take a trade. I want you to set my take profits automatically, my stop loss automatically. I want you to move my stop loss to entry after take profit one is hit. It basically takes the emotion out of trading. 14-day free trial. Check it out if you're interested. So these are the key levels on the chart right now that we do need to be aware of. First of all, understanding that we have gotten a move to the downside and are back inside the value area on a higher term time frame, that means we should be a little bit more biased for downside. Now, right now, we can see that yesterday, when we came up to grab this liquidity and we got a chickens drinking water trade, gave us a move to the downside here, which actually did make for a pretty juicy short, by the way. We still have the Fibonacci golden pocket just above us. And also, this high was put in over a weekend. And a lot of times we know weekend highs get taken out, right? And so if we come back up to this zone, I would be very, very aware of the fact that we have a Fibonacci golden pocket just above us. The 618 Fibonacci level is a very, very key level. The 618 is actually a woman who I used to like back in high school. Her name was 6Juanita, and I had a huge crush on her. I thought she liked me as well. Turns out she was using me, because I was doing all her homework for her and carrying her books to class. I was basically her servant, right? But I thought she liked me, right? So I asked her out on a date, and guess what? She rejected me. She gave me the hand, she gave me the face, she gave me the eyes. I was heartbroken. Look at what happened when we came up to that 6Juanita Fibonacci level. Ugh! Punch in the gut. Immediate move to the downside, right? Take some time to gather my emotions, then, it hit me again. Now, here's the thing. The only reason 6Juanita did not date me is because when she looked and saw her popular friends laughing that she was even talking to me, she rejected me. This is a picture of her friend, okay? This friend right here, as you can see, a cheerleader, so she was doing some kind of cheerleader flip, clearly had uneven butt cheeks, right? Now, this is called a bearish divergence. When we see market Cipher B giving us lower momentum waves as the price comes up higher, that is called a bearish divergence. So we really need to be watching now on some of these time frames, even on the 1 hour time frame. If the price does get another move up here, we need to be watching to see, are we going to get that dangerous upside down uneven butt cheek pattern where we have the left butt cheek very juicy, the right butt cheek very, very skinny, okay? A muscular imbalances. You need to make sure we squat and deadlift with proper form, because if we do, that could give us a significant move to the downside. Now, also to the downside, we have a very key zone of support. That is going to be the Fibonacci 786 around 21.1. Why is this such an important level? Well, if we take a look at all the volume that has traded since the entire uptrend here, from the long setup that we gave in the Casper VIP Discord from $16,300, we can see that the value area low, where Bitcoin is officially now considered cheap, according to only looking at this entire uptrend, right, is coming in exactly at this Fibonacci 786 level. And we can also see that if we do get a quick move down to the 786 level, we can see that we will come down like this, another 2-3% from where we're currently at, which would allow us to print now the coveted uneven regular butt cheek pattern on the 4 hour time frame, where we see that very juicy left cheek, very skinny right cheek. And we will also potentially see, if we come down to that level, the money flow on market Cipher B on the 4 hour actually starting to get higher, which for me is the opposite of the bearish signal that we got up here. So those are definitely some key levels to be aware of. Whenever Bitcoin is ranging like this in a sideways range, we do need to be careful. This is where traders get chopped up. This is why we need to have plans in advance to take shorts, to take longs, even in these sideways ranges of consolidation, because there always is a lot of opportunity in these markets. So be prepared, guys, for a fake out to the upside. Be prepared for a fake out to the downside. Make sure that no matter what you're doing in these markets, you have a clearly defined plan in advance, because that will allow you to get into trades with a clear risk management plan, understanding how much you're willing to risk, where your idea becomes invalid, and also where your take profits can be, and you will be on the right foot. That is it for today's video, guys. May God bless you all in the name of Jesus the Messiah. I pray everybody is very blessed. Even if you're not religious, that is okay with me, and I will see all of you in the next video. Peace.